first of all, congratulations on the career. What would you say to the Michael Shenton who was about to make his debut all those years ago, knowing what you do now?
Oh, get eating and do some more weight training because it's going to be hard on your body. So you're not playing the game at 80 kilos when you first start. But no, that's a difficult one. There's so much you learn as a player, and it's a learning process you've got to go through. But I think I handled it all pretty well. I'd say I've always been quite a coachable person. I always listened to my coaches and done what they've asked, and that's really stood me in good stead, really, to get what I got to. But no, I'd say it'd be work even harder at your game at times, and don't ever get comfortable in your position. Always keep trying to get better. Don't have a closed having an open mindset and always wanting to get better. And don't take criticism personally. It's there to make you better. So there's loads of bits like that, and if young players listening to this or reading this could have that mental approach, that they'll do well.
What would be the things you'd say you won't miss from being a professional rugby league player?
Oh, it's hard to say. Some of them. Most people probably say pre-season. That I think as that I've got on. I don't know if it's because I've become more attuned to them or conditioned to the pre-seasons that they're not as hard as they used to be. But sports science has changed a lot. Back when I first started, I just think it was just try and break you down and toughen you up mentally was the approach. There wasn't much science behind it. So some of those early pre-seasons, we went to Exmouth Marine camps and things like that, and they were just disgusting. An incredible experience that I look back on fondly now, because it just creates the kind of the stories that you can tell from them that I won't be able to share with you guys, unfortunately. But some of the stuff that it puts you through when you put a load of lads under massive pressure and tired, and you keep waking them up with smoke bombs and air ons at 2 a.m. and things like that. It gets interesting. So that's from the moments that you think, oh, that was painful. But if you look back really and you think the stories you can tell from it, they're incredible. And they're some of my fondest moments. I remember Terry Matson took us on a La Manga trip when he not the first year he got the job, and a couple of years into it, and England football had been training there. It's a big golf resort. There's obviously amazing football pitches, but Michael Korkidis, it was his birthday, and this was early January, pre-season, getting ready for the season. And he said, "It's my birthday." It's like, "All right, Terry's just signed me from Salford. He'll let us have a few beers." There was only one pub on the site. He said, "Right, let's all go down." I've okayed it with Terry, but he didn't okay it. And then Terry's walked down with the coaching team for a game of pool and seen us all having a few beers. He didn't say a word to us, and we thought, that's all right then. We got woke up at 2 a.m. to go and do the biggest hills you've ever seen, and absolutely smashed us. You think, wow. I just remember Ryan McGoldrick going on protest at a lamppost, just saying, no, not doing it, ridiculous. Luke Down throwing up in the bushes. And you think that were really tough. I think, why is he doing this to us? But you look back now and you think, that was quite funny, actually. How would you handle it if you were a coach and things like that? So there's areas where, I think I won't miss that, but really, I think I'll miss it all. I think I'll miss all the hard stuff we had to do, all the good stuff, obviously the team bonding, the getting ready for matches, playing matches. It'll be a big miss, but even, I suppose, promotions and media work, it's something that sometimes as a player, it's not something you ideally want to do. You just want to have your own time or go be with your mates or your family. But at the end of the day, it's part of a pretty good job. And as we players, we have it pretty as hard as the game of rugby league is. It's a pretty good job.
So having told us that story, then how would you have dealt with that as a coach? Is that the kind of thing that will put you off going into the coaching realm? The fact that you know exactly what players are like and what they get up to. Yeah,
I think you've got to understand sometimes is clear communication is the thing there. Is when you go on a pre-season camp, I think you've got to set your rules out clearly regarding beer and drink, even though boys don't want to hear that. But I think as long as you have one social in there, I think most lads will be okay with that. But no, it's sometimes hard if a senior player just takes the lead and goes with it. Sometimes the issue has to be with that senior player, not the whole team. But I suppose when you're creating a team, if one lad lets you down, it's the whole team that gets punished. So there's also that mentality behind it as well.
Final one then. Obviously, you've had a great career. You've captained the club for so long. What would be your advice to the next person who takes on that role as captain of Castleford, and how important it is?
It's incredibly important. I don't think when I first started as captain, I realised how important it was, and I think it sometimes depends on who you've got as coach, how much a coach actually wants to use a captain and responsibility put on. But obviously, Darryl put a lot of responsibility on myself and the rest of the leadership team within our group, and it's just keep leading the way, keep driving the standards that we've implemented over the last so many years. That's kept us competing at a good level. Keep being positive within the group is massively important. But yeah, it's the standard setting. It's the important. It's having a voice no matter what, and being that person that the boys can turn to, and someone that stands up, I suppose, is important. And I'm sure whoever steps up will do a great job.